We'll have highlights from Racers Reunion 2017.
We'll catch up with Texas Harmony.
And we'll have highlights from the Cool October charity concert.
All this and more coming up About Town.
Hello everyone and welcome to About Town. I'm Brett Wheeler.
And I'm Kathy Whiteman, and I am so pleased to introduce the newest member of the ICTN family to you, Brett Wheeler. So welcome, although I should say welcome back because you actually have been a part of this team.
That's
before.
right. I started back with ICTN back in 2009, I believe it was, as an intern. I was, rolling prompter, I was shooting, I was doing all those types of things. And once my time was up here, I decided to venture off into the news world. And then I worked for CW33 News for about 6 years, and I was a video journalist for them. And then, the opportunity arose that I could come back here and come back to ICTN and come back home, and I'm so excited to be here.
Well, we are, as you know, thrilled to have you back. It's great to have you on the team, and folks, you'll be seeing a lot more of Brett on the show like this. We're glad to have you back, too, for news on the Salvation Army Super Lunch 25th anniversary event.
We'll also introduce you to graphic novelist Nat Holm, and we'll have some highlights from Fashion at Four Seasons.
As always, we'd love to hear from you. Let us know about a community event you'd like to promote on the show or a story you'd like to see.
You can also email us at ictn@cityofirving.org or connect with us on social media. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you.
The annual Live to Lead event returned to Singley Academy. Here are some highlights in this week's Arts Review. Local business leaders and students gathered at Singley Academy for wisdom.
The other day I'm in a meeting, one of my young guys, an entrepreneur without a good filter, and he said, that idea just sucks. And I went, well, that's my idea, and I have socks older than you.
And wit.
Because that doesn't keep the idea from sucking, Dave. It just keeps coming back.
Dave Ramsey, along with other leadership experts, shared their ideas via simulcast courtesy of
Live to Lead 2017.
They're truth tellers. You want entrepreneurs on your team. They bring the creativity, they bring the determination, they bring the energy.
Now in its third year, the half-day leader development event brings the community together for expert training and more.
One of the things that we want to do in our school district is give our kids opportunities and experiences they may not have until they actually leave us. We'd rather them have the experience now.
To that end, Mark Fenner's Rise Performance Group opens the event to over 400 Irving ISD students. The event is also a fundraiser.
So we raise money through sponsorships and ticket sales. The total economic impact will be north of $40,000.
Last year, for example, 4 of our seniors actually received scholarships from the Rise Performance Group as a result of this event being so well attended and so well sponsored.
The success of this year's event means help for more students to reach their future goals.
So we'll fund specific scholarships in the name of Live to Lead that'll make a difference in kids who might not otherwise be able to go to school.
This is Kathy Whiteman reporting. Brett's already been hard at work on an event that we've wanted to cover for a long time here on About Town. Here's a look at the 2017 Racers Reunion.
From engines to exhausts, there was plenty to see at the Racers Reunion banquet held over Veterans Day weekend in Irving.
The things that they're celebrating here were going on was just before I was born and right after I was born, so I was very small and I wasn't able to take advantage of it. But I remember being around it, and it was just bigger than life to me.
Randy Calvert says this bigger-than-life celebration is more than just looking at tricked-out cars, but also a chance for him to relive his father's glory days of racing.
My father raced as well as building racing engines. Up until 1961 was the last year he raced anything competitively. After that, he was a crew chief on a couple of cars until about 1968, and then that was the last year he raced.
I was just naturally interested in it, and then started working on cars and stuff like that, and I just then I was able to get a business.
Wayne Calvert and his crew are considered by many to be the pioneers of racing in the Lone Star State, and this reunion put their memories into overdrive.
And I suppose one of the draws to the early stuff, especially reunions like this, is the simplicity of it. Yes, it was dangerous back then. Yes, it was tougher to build a car and go racing back then. But the simplicity of it, it was just so pure.
We made so much of our own stuff, it wasn't all store-bought. Like when we started running, we put a supercharger on our fuel burner. It started bending the rods, and we welded plates on the side of the steel rods and called them box rods. We kept having to build the next best thing. That when something broke, we found a way to build something that would not break so we could go a little bit faster.
While these men lived in the fast lane, today they had a chance to slow down and honor a friend who is no longer riding beside them.
Well, today they're honoring one of the early Texas drag racers, a man named Bobby Langley. He was one of the pioneers of drag racing, including Texas.
He's the greatest guy there ever was. He could build anything with his hands.
Bobby Langley was a great honest man, and the best human being I ever met in my life.
All these things you read about him were memories that I forgot about almost. I just remembered how good that he raced and how much fun it was to race with him and everything.
Events like this one aim to keep the memory of legends like Bobby Langley alive and drive home the glory days of racing. For About Town, I'm Brett Wheeler.
To learn more about this annual event or about Texas drag racing, visit radiusnation.net.
In 2004, we introduced you to Texas Harmony, a Sweet Adeline women's chorus that was making the name for themselves in the state and national competitions. Well, Susan Kamia visited in a recent rehearsal and found out they're still making beautiful music together.
Irving's alive with the sound of music. The Texas Harmony Chorus is a mid-sized women's a cappella group that performs around the city. They've even done themselves proud in regional and national competitions.
We've come in first, second, and third in our size group, where the contest is small, medium, or large choruses. We've sung in Carnegie Hall, and we have competed at the international level in Nashville, Tennessee several years ago.
And get ready to see the women perform Christmas classics in their upcoming holiday shows.
We will be performing in the community at Christmas time in 2 or 3, maybe 4 different places, and we invite people to come join us for a holiday chorus and have the experience of singing the 4-part music.
If you're interested in joining this diverse chorus, they're always looking to grow, and Darlene explains that the audition process isn't as intimidating as you'd think.
There's an audition, but if you can carry a tune, we'll teach you the rest.
As much as the women love to perform, it's the audience's reaction that means the most.
The joy is in seeing people smile and affecting their day with a little ray of sunshine, so they go away in a happier place.
The Texas Harmony Chorus's ultimate goal is to bring together those who love music and share their joy of singing in the community.
This is the place. Come and visit and see what we do.
Be a change in me, my walk will be different, my talk and my name. Nothing about me's gonna be the same.
For About Town, this is Susan Kamia.
Oh, my doggone life, go and get a rich guy and become his wife.
Texas Harmony invites you to any Monday evening rehearsal from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. at Northgate United Methodist Church. Learn more at texasharmony.org.
The Irving Salvation Army has a milestone event coming up.
Major Stan and Ed McCarthy join us for the details.
Good afternoon.
It's great to have you guys here. Thank you so much for doing that. Now, when we say milestone, we really mean milestone. This is a significant year. Tell us why.
It truly is. This marks year 25 for the Super Lunch, and we're really excited that we've made it to 25 and really on market with a special day.
It sounds like it's going to be a special day. Now, you've got something special there.
Yeah, Major Stan, I noticed that button there. It says Impact 25. Tell us a little about that button right there.
Impact 25 is a campaign that we've designed around the fact that this is Super Lunch 25. We recognize that not everyone in Irving who would like to be at the lunch can be there because it is a lunchtime event. And so we've come up with this campaign, Impact 25, that allows people to make a donation of $25 every second month for 1 year, or $150 over the course of the year, that will allow us to impact 25 lives, whether that's through rental assistance, food, children in our Boys and Girls Club, any of those programs. We want to impact 25 lives with your donation.
That's remarkable. And you guys really have some wonderful programs going on. But to speak to the program that's coming up, the Super Lunch, you've got a special speaker this year.
We do. We have Jerry Jones going to be our speaker. Basically started the Super Lunch 25 years ago. We're very honored to have him.
Absolutely. So,
yeah, and you know the fundraiser helps a lot of charities out around town. Talk about who this really impacts around the city.
I think the biggest impact that we see is for the children that attend our Boys and Girls Club. We have approximately 120 children every day from 7 different schools in Irving that come to our building for after-school care, where we give them a safe environment, give them some food, chance to play and be kids, get some homework help, be a part of organized athletics. 2 of our 3 soccer teams just won their championships last weekend, so we're really excited about that. But for the Super Lunch, the money, I think what's significant is so many of the people who come to us can't afford a child care arrangement. We charge $8 a week per child. Well, if you think about that, $8 times even 120 children doesn't come anywhere near what it would cost to staff, program, run a building, all of those types of things. So the money raised at Super Lunch goes a long way in underwriting the costs of that program, which allows us to make it available at an affordable rate for families who need that help.
Yeah, really, it's every penny that counts in this situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does. That's remarkable. I had no idea that that was the cost to a parent. And that's huge when you've got parents that need 2 workers in the home, as most families do these days.
And there are some parents who can't afford that, and we make that work as well.
Wow, that's fantastic. So Ed, give us a little bit of details about how you guys are going to be raising money this year. The event has always been wonderful, but you've got an online auction going and that kind of thing.
We do. We have an online auction. We have a social media site this year, inviting people to the social and to the Super Lunch, as well as the auction items that we have displayed this year. This year we've really done a very good job of getting everything more or less planned from a social media standpoint, from an auction standpoint, trying to get the people of Irving involved and nationwide as far as that goes, because the auction can reach a lot of people. So we feel, you know, we want to get the Irving community up and running. Every year it's a big event, starting the Christmas season with the Salvation Army Super Lunch.
That's a good way to look at that. It's the season of giving. This is a great place to start it. Well, gentlemen, how do we get tickets for the event?
That's relatively easy. We'll give you 2 options. The first one is to go to muradauctions.net/superlunch 2017. You can sign up there for tickets, tables, sponsorships, Impact 25. You can see a lot of the items that are up for auction, both online and day of event auction right there. Or you can just contact us at the office at 972-438-6553. and order your tickets that way, or put them in the mail to us at 250 East Grauweiler in Irving. We'll be happy to do it.
There is no way for you to miss out on this. There's no way. So folks, remember those details, and remember these details too. The Super Lunch 25 is on Tuesday, December 12th, starting at 11 a.m. at the Irving Convention Center at Las Colinas. Hope to see you there. Just in time for the holidays, Cynthia Flores returns to the show with a review of The Man Who Invented Christmas.
I'm really excited to tell you about the new film, The Man Who Invented Christmas. It's based on the true story of how Charles Dickens came to write the classic A Christmas Carol. It stars Christopher Plummer, Jonathan Pryce, Anna Murphy, Justin Edwards, and the sexy-looking Dan Stevens as Charles Dickens. The film starts up 16 months after Mr. Dickens has toured in support of his greatest book to date, Oliver Twist. Unfortunately, since then he's written 3 books that were flops. He's going broke living the high life and supporting an ever-growing family in the very expensive town of London. He's also dealing with a dose of writer's block.
So he's had a couple of flops? Well, who hasn't? You have a new book in mind? Oh, of course he does.
My lamp's gone out. I've run out of ideas.
All looks lost for Mr. Dickens until he's inspired by the beggars in the streets and the cruel businessmen he knows to write a Christmas ghost story. As a writer, he believes once you have the character's name, they appear and the story will follow.
It's about a miser, and on Christmas Eve, he meets some kind of supernatural guides.
Does it have a title?
Humbug, A Miser's Lament.
Christmas ghost story, Christmas song.
Christmas ballad, something like that. Get the name right and the character will appear. Scratch. Scrounger. Come on. Scrooge.
Shut the window. You think I'm made of money?
Any movie that claims it's based on a true story is almost always a little loose with the facts. But I really don't care this time, because the film The Man Who Invented Christmas is funny, touching, and a great time at the movies. I love the way that Mr. Dickens wrestled with the characters of this book and the memories from his own broken childhood to create his masterpiece. And since it's rated PG, you really can take the whole family to see it.
How do you make a world come alive? I could almost see and hear them people.
Even if you'd already written it, we couldn't possibly get it printed and distributed in only 6 weeks.
If I can't finish it, I'll never write again.
The characters won't do what I want. I'm the author here.
Allegedly.
A jolly ghost. What's that mean? In the season of hope, we will shut out nothing, and everyone will be welcome.
Before I go, I have just enough time to do a shout out for a brilliant film already out in theaters that I don't want you to miss. I'm talking about the R-rated film Last Flag Flying, starring Steve Carell, Bryan Cranston, and Lawrence Fishburne.
You turn the keys to your bar over to the guy who's asleep on your pool table, and then you jump in your car and you drive me to hell and gone, and you don't even know where we're going.
The film has the simplest of storylines.
Because of my son, I came here, found you guys. A year ago, we joined the Corps, and then 2 days ago, they told me that he'd been killed. He's gonna be buried in Arlington, and I was wondering if you guys could come with me.
Doc decides he'll pass on the burial at Arlington Cemetery. With the help of his old friends, he takes the casket on a bittersweet trip up the East Coast to his home to bury him next to his now dead mother. The movie is amazing as it deals with the pangs of war, both past and present. I know that Last Flag Flying will be remembered come Oscar time for its breakout performances, its humor, and heartbreaking direction.
What do you smell? Urine. I love it. It's like the official scent of the city.
Things that come into your head and out of your mouth.
You worry too much. That's why your hair went so gray.
Could you resist a man in this uniform?
I don't think I could.
You're there for your brothers. Yeah, that's all that really matters.
The Man Who Invented Christmas is playing at the AMC Irving Mall and Regal MacArthur Marketplace.
Kids who love comic books had a chance to meet author and illustrator Matt Holm at the Irving Arts Center earlier this month. Angela Lang caught up with him to talk about the process of creating a graphic novel.
Comic books were a huge part of Matt Holm's childhood, and he wanted to make sure that today's kids have that same opportunity to fall in love.
We missed that experience of having, a lot of comics around geared for kids that were safe and acceptable and not super violent or anything like that.
That's why he and his sister teamed up to create Baby Mouse. Artwork from Matt's Baby Mouse and Squish graphic novel series are on display now at the Irving Arts Center as part of the BAM It's a Picture Book exhibition.
One of the neat things about this exhibition is that you get to see sort of what I was thinking as I was working on this. You can see some of the rough stuff at the beginning and see how it got refined and some of the problems got solved, see what made it in, what didn't make it in.
Matt shared the process of creating a graphic novel with an audience full of Baby Mouse lovers. One book can take a year to finish.
It is funny how small it is in the end, and the most heartbreaking thing is a kid will come up to me who will be getting the book to have it signed or something, and they're like, I just read this whole thing in line while I was waiting to see you. I'm like, that was a year of my life. Like, you're killing me. So.
The great thing about comics, though, as Matt will tell you, is that they are timeless and you can read them over and over again. But your chance to check out his work in Irving won't last forever. BAM! It's a picture book exhibition ends on January 28th. For About Town, I'm Angela Lang.
Be sure to check out the exhibit, which features the work of 4 other graphic novelists in the Dupree Lobby Gallery. It runs through January 28th, 2018.
Fashion at Four Seasons brought some very stylish folks together to see the fall trends and to raise money to fight cancer. Here's a look.
Trendsetters were everywhere at Fashion at Four Seasons. There were food trends on the tables and fall trends on the runway.
the last 3 years, we've partnered with North Park Center for a fantastic fashion show and luncheon for the ladies here in Irving and Las Colinas.
But that's not all. How to describe this? Some really fantastic fluffy stuff to go with the fizzy stuff.
We're doing really cool infusions of cotton candy into sparkling drinks. We're doing a really cool popcorn bar, and then all of our guests leave with a little sweet treat.
Yasmin Tadia founded the company Make Your Life Sweeter 5 years ago.
I started this little business called Fluff Pop, which is my first company. I have the U.S. patent on mini artisanal cotton candy, and the company has just grown and grown and grown.
Yasmin's treats help to make life sweeter for attendees at Fashion at Four Seasons. But attendees had the chance to do their part too.
Okay, we all know the best nation in the world is donation.
Attendees helped to improve the lives of cancer patients by raising money to purchase 2 types of medical equipment to assist in the fight.
One is an air seal, and that is to help with the removal in robotic surgeries of colon and gynecological tumors. And the other item is a head and neck scope, and that's for the detection of head and neck cancers.
Baylor Scott & White CEO Cindy Shamp explained how important these advancements will be.
We're really proud to use those funds to advance things even faster in the community than we could otherwise do.
The event continues the long-time relationship between Baylor Scott & White and the Four Seasons.
We have been raising money since 1992 for Baylor Scott & White here in Irving, and we've raised just over $3 million.
I would say we've been blessed with a partnership with them. I've been here 9 years, and it's been an amazing partnership.
It's to help support the philanthropic needs that they have for the Cancer Center, so we're very excited to do that every year. We're very committed.
This is Kathy Whiteman reporting.
The Cool October events at the Four Seasons concluded with a concert featuring great music and food and a major announcement. Angela Lang brings us the highlights.
Go for chili! A warm bowl of chili was the perfect dish for attendees of the Cool October concert. Turkey chili, chili of Oz, and Cajun chili.
It's really good. It's almost like a seafood soup.
All served up to support the fight against cancer.
That's enough to burn off all the chili we've been eating tonight.
Good Morning America's Adrienne Bankert hosted the family-friendly celebration. It's the last event in a month-long effort here at the Four Seasons Resort in Las Colinas to raise money for the Irving Healthcare Foundation.
There's 3 individuals that I want to point out to you.
3 employees went the extra mile, literally playing tennis, spinning, and golfing for hours to reach this year's goal.
The last 2 days I've walked 54 holes each day, somewhere around 40,000 steps, 20 miles per day, and swinging all the way and just doing my part to help beat cancer.
The annual campaign hit close to home this year after the loss of Luisa Castro, a longtime Four Seasons employee.
She's been with us for 30 years. It touched us deeply. It touched our members deeply. She was a big part of all of our daily lives. And you can't do enough to finally find a cure for cancer.
Funds raised from this year's events will help purchase 2 pieces of surgical equipment to detect and remove cancerous cells.
From cancer navigators to digital mammography, 3D digital mammography, to the recent tools they're allowing us to buy for surgery through this event right here. So it just allows us to fight harder, stronger, and longer for our patients.
Since 1992, Cool October has raised about $3 million to battle cancer. And this year, Four Seasons is proud to add another $137,000 to the fight. For About Town, I'm Angela Lang.
To learn more about these events and how the Four Seasons teams up with the Irving Healthcare Foundation to fight cancer, visit cooloctober.com.
The Irving Art Association photography exhibit is on display at the Center for the Arts at J.C. Park, but only through December 1st. Here's a look and a list of other not-to-be-missed events about town. And here's some other holiday-inspired events happening about town. They'll be stirring up something delicious at Heritage Park on Saturday, December 2nd. It's the Irving Police and Fire Chili Cook-Off, and the fun starts at 9 a.m. Visit irvingpoliceandfirebluechristmas.org for more details.
The Christmas Parade, Christmas movies and soundtracks starts at 4 p.m. in downtown Irving and is followed by the Holiday Extravaganza at City Hall, also on December 2nd. Get more information at irvingevents.org.
Irving Police and Fire invite you over for pancakes at their annual pancake breakfast, also benefiting Blue Christmas. That's Saturday, December 9th at 9 a.m. at Plymouth Park Baptist Church.
And the Las Colinas Symphony Orchestra invites you to celebrate Holiday in Vienna on Saturday, December 16th at 8 p.m. in Carpenter Performance Hall. For tickets, call 972-252-ARTS. And that wraps up this edition of About Town. Thanks so much for joining us.
Please be sure to tune in next time for the annual About Town Kids Holiday Special.
Irving Kids take over the show and bring you a look at the holiday happenings in our city, including the parade, the holiday extravaganza, and Blue Christmas events.
We'll leave you tonight with a look at the Silver Towne Chorus in rehearsal for their annual Veterans Day concert. For About Town, I'm Kathy Whiteman.
And I'm Brett Wheeler. Have a good evening. About Town.